Hello race fans, Colton DeBiase here once again for the Jennerstown Speedway race recap for September 12th, 2020. It was a phenomenal night of racing, which included some returning visitors to the track. So, let's cue the highlights.
There was a new addition to the track this week as the must-see sprint cars made their third consecutive visit to the Big J on a chilly night in Somerset County. After all the heat races, the first feature up was the Somerset Trust Fast and Furious 4s, and it started off with terrible luck for the number 7 of Evan Nybert, who had damage to the rear of his car. That brought out the caution, and after the restart, Michael Mole took command of the lead. He would hold on to it until the 7th lap, until the sophomore driver in Michael Saylor came up from 9th place to take the lead. He would hold on to it for the remaining 8 laps and claim his first win of the season. Now on to one of the closest point battles at the Speedway with the Ron's Collision Center Street Stocks. Mel Wilt, who led a few laps last week, was up front in that red 33. But it didn't take long for the 95 of Aaron Van Fleet to get around Wilt on the inside coming out of turn 4. Van Fleet, who was second in points going into the night, had to fight off the 20 of Josh Kokenauer and the points leader Casey Flegel. But Van Fleet was able to pull off one last block on both of them out of the final turn as Van Fleet picks up the win, but Flegel still maintains the points lead over Van Fleet by just 6 points. Next up was the Soystown Auto Records Modifieds. Rookie Doug Glessner jumped out to the early lead as all the cars scrambled around the track. Then came the 75 of RJ DeLappy, the second place driver on the outside, to take the lead away from Glessner. DeLappy would pull away from the rest of the field as the points leader, Anthony Aiello, tried to catch him, but it looked like it was too late for the 31. But I spoke too soon, after a caution came out after the 83 of Cindy Shawless spun out in turn 2. During the restart with 8 laps to go, Aiello got a terrific restart as he passed DeLappy on the outside going down the backstretch. DeLappy did everything he could to run the 31 down, but it was Aiello coming out with the win as he extends his points lead. Then it was time for the visitors to start their engines, the must-see sprint cars. Before the race started, the cars made a commemorative lap to honor former driver Jerry Carrier and the head of American racer Dave Matter. Then the cars started the race with the number 88 of Jimmy McCune jumping out to the lead as the cars went flying down the track. McCune would extend his lead for the first 5 laps, but there were problems for the 81 of Steve Cernak, who spun out in turn 3. He would stay in the race, however. On the restart, McCune would take the lead once again ahead of the 50M of Brian Gerster. McCune still controlled the lead when we got our second caution as the number 6 of Kevin Feeney was stuck on the backstretch. Back to restart number 2. McCune picked up where he left off, taking the lead once again. Everything was smooth sailing for McCune until the third caution of the night for debris, but there was trouble for the 9S of Charlie Schultz, who spun out after the caution was thrown. He went to the pits to work on his car and was able to resume. After the restart, McCune jumped out to the lead, but the 50M of Brian Gerster was right behind him. After seeing enough of McCune in the lead, Gerster took the spot away from him in turn 4. Gerster would pull away from McCune, but with 2 laps to go, a caution was flown as the 36 of Tony DeCare was stuck on the front stretch. He would return to the race and single file with 2 laps to go on the restart. Gerster would block the field from McCune and dash away from the field as Brian Gerster picked up his first win this season for the must-see sprint cars. There was still some fun left at the track with the remaining 2 features of the night. First off was the Martellus Pharmacy late models. Close quarters to start the race as the 95 of Gary Rolltrout and the 13 of Brandon Marhefka battled for the lead going down the backstretch. But it didn't take long for the points leader in Albert Francis to make his run for Marhefka. After a few laps, Francis was able to get around the 13 for the lead as he brought the defending track champion in Teddy Gabala with him. Gabala had enough of looking at the back bumper of Francis as he challenged for the lead on the outside. They went door to door on each other for 3 laps. Coming into the night, Gabala was third in points, so the 3-car gave it all he got to take some points away from Francis for the championship. Gabala was able to get around Francis on the outside of turn 2 to take the lead. Francis was in striking distance of Gabala many times, but Teddy G was able to hold onto the lead and pick up his second feature win of the season. The last feature of the night was the Farmers Union Co-op Chargers. The 15-lap feature started off with rookie Will Heminger in the lead. It only took 2 laps, however, as the number 7 of Steven Singo took the lead away from Heminger. While Singo held on to first, the points leader, Dale Kimberly, was challenging the 27 and the second-place driver in points and Cal Burkholder for second. While this was going on, Singo extended his lead as he picked up his first feature win of the season to conclude a terrific night of racing with only 1 week left on the 2020 schedule.
And fans, don't forget, the next Saturday, September 19th, is the weekend we all have been waiting for, Championship Night, as our 5 divisions of racing will conclude a terrific season as they all try to compete for the Speedway's most coveted prize on top of the Motor Mountain. You won't want to miss it.